Hello, I'm the Progressive Disciple, and I'm taking a journey through the Bible, and I'm inviting you to join me. Today, we are covering Jeremiah, chapters 26 through 30. In chapter 26, God instructs Jeremiah to prophesy in the temple that Jerusalem would be as desolate as Shiloh is now. Jeremiah was then arrested, and the priests and the other prophets wanted to kill Jeremiah. Jeremiah defended himself, saying that God instructed him to prophesy, and if they killed him, they would be killing an innocent man. But the nobles from the palace came and defended Jeremiah. In Jeremiah chapter 26, verses 17 through 19, it says, "Some of the elders of the land stepped forward and said to the entire assembly of people, 'Micah of Moresheth prophesied in the days of Hezekiah, king of Judah. He told all the people of Judah, "This is what the Lord Almighty says. Zion will be plowed like a field. Jerusalem will become a heap of rubble. The Temple Hill a mound of overgrown with thickets." Did Hezekiah, king of Judah, or anyone else in Judah put him to death? Did not Hezekiah fear the Lord and seek his favor? And did not the Lord relent so that he did not bring disaster he pronounced against them? We are about to bring terrible disaster on ourselves. I think about the freedom of speech that we have in these days, but it looks like the officials from the palace had the wisdom not to kill a person just because they did not like the message. This is a reminder to me that I should not act under anger, but I should think calmly and act under love. In Jeremiah chapter 27, verses 2 through 6, it says, "This is what the Lord said to me. Make a yoke out of straps and crossbars and put it on your neck. Then send word to the kings of Edom, Moab, Ammon, Tyre, Sidon, through the envoys who came to Jerusalem to Zedekiah, king of Judah. Give them a message for their masters and say, 'This is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, says. Tell this to your masters. With my great power and outstretched arm, I made the earth and its people and the animals that are on it, and I gave it to anyone I please. Now I will give all countries into the hands of my servant Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. I will make even the wild animals subject to him." This was a warning to the kings around the area of Judah not to betray the king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar. But I wondered myself, what burdens does God place on you? I know Paul complained about a thorn in his side and had asked the Lord to remove it. I have had a pain in my ankle that has bothered me ever since high school, and yet God's grace is enough for me. But I think about what other burdens God has placed on me, and I generally find that God's burdens are light. A prophet called Hananiah prophesies that in 2 years God will break the yoke of Judah and that all the exiles will return and all the sacred vessels that were taken from the temple will be returned. He also prophesied that Jehoiakim would be returned from exile. Jeremiah said that he hoped that this would be true. But then he added, in Jeremiah chapter 28, verses 7 through 9, "Nevertheless, listen to what I have to say in your hearing and in the hearing of all people. From early times, the prophet who preceded you and me have prophesied war, disaster, and plague against many countries and great kingdoms. But the prophet who prophesies peace will be recognized as one truly sent by the Lord only if his predictions come true. Hananiah then broke the yoke of Jeremiah that he was wearing and said, "Just as he has broken Jeremiah's yoke, God will break the yoke that Nebuchadnezzar has put on you." Jeremiah prophesied that Hananiah broke a yoke of wood, but Nebuchadnezzar would put on a yoke of iron. He also prophesied that Hananiah would die within a year. A few months later, he did die. This spoke to me because how do you judge if somebody's words are true? If they make a prediction and that prediction comes true, that's a pretty good indication. In chapter 29, Jeremiah writes a letter to the exiles in Babylon. In Jeremiah 29, verses 5 through 7, it says, "Build houses and settle down, plant gardens and eat what they produce. Marry and have sons and daughters. Find wives for your sons and give your daughters in marriage, so that they too may have sons and daughters. Increase in number there, do not decrease. Also, seek peace and prosperity of the city to which I have carried you into exile. Pray to the Lord for it, because if it prospers, you too will prosper." This spoke to me for several reasons. It's important to live in the here and now, and not in the past. Where it may be good to live for the future, you don't want to live so much in the future that you refuse to live for today. There needs to be a balance between honoring the past, living for today, and living for the future. It is also good to invest in your community. Do what you can to help the community. I have gone on service projects to help clean up the parks and to help feed people, to help shut-ins do work around their homes. It is good for the community. In chapter 30, Jeremiah makes a promise to Israel and Judah that they will be restored. In chapter 30, verses 21 through 24, he says, "Their leader will be one of their own. The ruler will arise from among them. I will bring him near, and he will come close to me. For who is he who will drive himself to be close to me, declares the Lord. So you will be my people, and I will be your God. See, the storm of the Lord will burst out in wrath. I drive wind swirling down on the heads of the wicked. The fierce anger of the Lord will not turn back until he fully accomplishes the purposes of his heart. In the days to come, you will understand this." This spoke to me for two reasons. It gives hope to the people of Israel and Judah that their homeland will be restored. It also reminds me that God is our Heavenly Father, leading us to a better future. So, this is my view of Jeremiah, chapters 26 through 30. Please comment. What do you think about the wisdom of restraint for speech that we do not like? What burdens do God place on you? And how do you judge good and bad advice and good and bad warnings? And what should we do to help our communities? How does God act in your life as a parent? I would also ask you to like and subscribe to my videos. I am the Progressive Disciple, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.